here with some more tea. Now, apparently, y'all folks out here doing too much with things that you really shouldn't be doing things with that much. Once again, I'm minding my black ass business on the Boomer book, and I'm just scrolling because I'm old and that's what us old folks doing, that kind of shit. And then I come across this page called Glow Kitchen. So I'm like, okay, Glow Kitchen is just like Glorilla Kitchen. Like, is she gonna be up in there, like, chefing it up? Like, what's up? I heard her talking some things. She from Memphis, okay? So I expect she at least know how to make a couple of things because she's from Memphis. I got folks from Memphis, that's not too far from where I grew up. So with that being said, Kool-Aid candied pastel popcorn? What in the sugar honey iced tea is going on here? Okay. Seriously? No. You're going to take, let's first open up the ingredients, okay? You're going to take one bag of Orville Redenbacher's natural microwave popcorn and pop it, okay? You want to cook the whole bag. You're going to set it for the settings appropriate to your microwave. Not necessarily that popcorn button on the microwave, because that button is a lie. Okay, I understand that button operates off steam, but I frequently find myself having to add more time to it. And the thing is that if you don't do it right and it stops that motion, that heat, and that steam is still not going, then you end up burning the popcorn. So it's a careful tango for the proper amount of popcorn in that dance. So me personally, I've kind of switched away from the bag stuff and I've gone back to the OG just kernels, Number one, it's cheaper. Number two, if you're on a diet or something, you can better portion control, which popcorn, honestly, it's half a cup of popcorn, I think, is 150 calories. It's really not that many calories when you distill it down. Just as long as you just get up and just walk around and do something basic, you can burn off popcorn like nothing. That's why it's the number one diet food. Now that's popcorn without butter. However, when it comes to butter, traditional cow butter, I can't say the same for plant-based butters because I don't recall the numbers right off the top of my head. But for traditional butters, in your country crocks and all that, you're looking at about 50 calories per tablespoon, as opposed to using an olive oil, which some people would argue is healthier, which is actually 120 calories per tablespoon. So now that we've gotten our big back calories in check, we understand we need one bag of popcorn. We need 1 cup of sugar, okay? We need half a cup of butter, okay? 3 tablespoons of water, 1 packet of cherry Kool-Aid, unsweetened, 1 packet of grape Kool-Aid, unsweetened. So, okay, you at least got the good flavors, Because if you're fucking with Kool-Aid, you're fucking with the grape Kool-Aid. And if you're not fucking with grape Kool-Aid, something wrong with you. You know damn well if you're drinking Kool-Aid, you drink the grape. You drink that grape. Or if you're not going to drink grape, if you're going to be one of those grape haters, you gotta fuck with that fruit punch. You get the number blue. You get that number blue. Now, we like a cherry too. And watermelon is also dank. And there's a couple of others. I think there's a pineapple mango or something like that. There's a couple that were dank, Personally, I wasn't allowed Kool-Aid growing up as a child. You can see how hyper I am, okay? As an adult, imagine me as a child, okay? So with that, there's a Kool-Aid that was banned from the house. However, we had neighbors from Florida, Tampa, Florida, and they kept that Kool-Aid on lock, okay? So I would just be there knocking, "Excuse me, Mr. and Mrs., can I get myself a glass of your Kool-Aid? I brought the sugar." I'm over here bringing sugar, for my house. It's they wanted to borrow 3-4 cups of sugar. Ha ha, sucker. I bought the Kool-Aid with my allowance. I got the sugar from the pantry and I'm going to the neighbors to drink it up. And yeah, then they would go and tell my mom. And of course I'd get in trouble for all that, but it was still worth it. Ain't gonna lie. So regardless, back to this recipe here. We got our bag of popcorn. We got 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of butter, 3 tablespoons of water, 1 packet of the cherry Kool-Aid, 1 packet of the grape Kool-Aid. Now we're going to divide that popcorn into 2 large mixing bowls. And in a saucepan, we're going to boil half a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 1.5 tablespoons of water. We're going to stir in that cherry Kool-Aid packet and pour over the first bowl of popcorn and toss, okay? Want to get it all in. Then you're going to repeat that, but next you're going to do that using the grape Kool-Aid. So in the saucepan, you're going to boil half, or whatever, you're going to repeat it. And then you go pour the second thing over, because I'm like, wait a second. Oh yeah, those show are 2 different things of butter. Wow, that is a whole lot of butter. So yeah, you're going to repeat that with the butter and all that good stuff. And then you're going to spread both colors of the sticky popcorn onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. And then you're going to bake it at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes to crisp up the candy coating. And then you're going to let it cool. And then you're going to sprinkle the pink and the purple popcorns together. You're going to combine them and then serve them. All right, this right here is the reason why we have so many health problems in America. I mean, not just in America, around the world too. It's just not us, because America is no longer the fattest country in the world, The big homie took it from us, the big homie Mexico took it from us, y'all eating good over there. But then again, we also had a lot of Americans move down there, so... But man, the sweets though, because y'all got conchas, and I will... Conchas are good, okay? I will demolish an entire bakery of conchas, okay? I don't care. I just turn it to an endless, bottomless pit of just concha consumption, I'm a concha eater, pause. And I love the conch, pause. That's going to be taken so out of context, but regardless, you got that, you got your pan de leches, you got your tres leches, you got all the leches, there's so many delicious things, and all the cremas, it's so rich and succulent. Oh my God, so good. But yeah, this is nothing but just processed ridiculous. I mean, they're supposed to get rid of red 40. Red 40 still are aware. So this right here is just one big old pat of red 40, probably some yellow 62, and I don't even know what other those bad chemical stuff that gives everybody ADD and whatnot. But I know this thing has it, and it's bad. It's bad for my back. Because I would try it. I would eat the hell out this shit. I would eat the shit out of this popcorn, okay? Now, only thing that I'm finding fault in is that you did not sprinkle in some white chocolate chips or some vanilla chocolate chips. Actually, yeah, I do the vanilla chips in this mug, and then I would hit it with some of those Easter M&Ms, sprinkle some of those jokers in there, and then maybe sprinkle it with a festive thing of sprinkles, how they have those different shapes and stuffs. So I would go and hit it with that joker, and then a drizzle. Yeah, I drizzle it with the white chocolate. Yeah, that's what I would do. And I don't know, what else could I do? I'd probably throw some nerds on there. It looks like it could use some nerds, and probably something that's yellow, to some yellow and some green to really pop out an Easter type of color, since I'm recording this in Easter weekend. But regardless, it looks devilish, it looks evil, and it looks like something I would definitely try. And this here is why my back got big, okay? And this is why it got big, and this is why it stays big. But I'ma unbig my back. You ain't gonna keep me as a big back, but you keep bringing me back to big back, big, beautiful buckets of delicious. Looks so good. But regardless, I will exercise control because, one, I don't have Orville Redenbacher popcorn in the bag, the pre-pop one. I actually have the kernels from Orville Redenbacher, because Orville Redenbacher is actually like a legit brand, you know. I fucks with them. And Kool-Aid, that's something that at this point in life, every so often I'll hit up Costco and I'll get like the 40 pack for like $10 of like Kool-Aid, you know. And I'll go and like jam on those for a little bit. But once I'm done jamming on them, like I'm kind of done for a couple of years. And then I repeat the cycle. But, yeah. Something like this is definitely not something that I would personally do in my own time for myself. Maybe for like a party or something, or for a special event. But this is too high effort, in my opinion, for popcorn. I mean, I was up to it, up to the point of it saying bake at 250 for 15 minutes. Now you got me baking popcorn? Look, I didn't pop the popcorn in the microwave because I did not want to be over here slaving over a stove. And it still got me over here slaving over a stove so I can go ahead and like cooking up like Kool-Aid for the pop top, you know? Like what kind of ridiculous, like bad and bougie cooking up Kool-Aid? No, like this is just ridiculous. Oh my God, like I don't even know what to say about this. But regardless, I'm sure it tastes delicious. It looks like it would be because it's full of sugar and butter. So of course it's gonna be good. Of course. And it has the two best flavors of Kool-Aid. So of course it's gonna be good. But if you jazz it up and toss on the other stuff that I was mentioning, oh, it'll kick it up to a level where, yeah, you're just gonna have to accept that you got the beaties now. And it's okay. It's okay. We have a lot of new treatments and medications, so it's nothing to be stigmatized about. It is nothing to be ashamed of. Lots of people develop it naturally. So, with that being said, I don't really have anything positive to end this out on, like, for real. Besides, now I want something really sweet. Like, I kind of want to, like, just go and eat, like, a bunch of nerds, but I don't really want to eat them. I just want like the taste of nerds, but I don't want to chew them or digest it, if that makes sense. You know, I just want the taste and the feel. I want the essence of nerds. I want to know that I had the nerd flavor, but I don't want any of its calories or anything like that. I don't want to like digest it because I don't want the extra calories. It's just wasted calories, but I still want the experience. Now, if somebody can figure out how to make that happen, you will have a $1 trillion empire. Because if you could synthesize food where it's similar to like those air bars, but it's like an air restaurant where I can go there and jam on like pizza and steak and like all kinds of crazy stuff nonstop, endlessly. I get all the taste. I even get the feeling of being full, but I get none of the calories and none of the actual like physical like state of fullness, if that makes sense. It's like all the good parts without any of the bad parts that negatively impact your life. So I'm sure somebody out there is working on something. And once you do, if you need a cheesecake tester, holla at me, 63 Kimchi. All right, that's all I got for you folks. All right, doses.